Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome to tonight's live. Hopefully, you guys are having a great day. Hopefully, you're not having a moment like I just had when I just said, "Oh my gosh, we're almost to May," because I was thinking it was April. I was like, "Where are you at?" It is March, and it's the 25th, still the 25th of March. So we're almost at the end of the month. We're going to be going into April. April showers bring May flowers. I don't know. We're going to get a lot of rain tomorrow, I think, here. So let me know how the weather is where you are. Welcome in, everybody. I'm going to say hi to some people in chat. We'll get started with tonight's live right away after I get started, after I say hello to some people. If you guys don't mind, as you're shuffling in, coming in, getting seated, getting sat down with your snacks and your drinks or whatever you got, if you don't mind, take a second, hit the like button for me. It really does help the channel and it helps me grow. So I appreciate that. I do. I said it was almost May to Vincent a minute ago, Casey. I was like, I can't believe it's almost May. Because I have this little, like, I'll show you guys. I think I've shown you guys before, but it's like this little block calendar. And so, like, the months, like if you take the little, so this was flipped like this. It said April. And I was like, we're almost to May. I didn't even think like twice about it. I don't know what I would do without that little block calendar or thing. Yeah, we're getting rain tomorrow. Yeah, we're getting rain here. It's gonna be rainy, I guess, like all day until like from like 6 a.m. until like 7 a.m. the next day. I'm like, oh, okay then. And hello, Casey. I knew that this case was going to trial. I just didn't know when. If I would have known, I would have kept up. I would have been giving you guys some more updates. But I'm here. I'm here. Hey, Ladybug. Hey, Patriot. Can't stay but wanted to pop in. Oh, hit the like button and tell you that I missed you guys on the replay. I'll be on the watch on the replay. Well, we miss you too, Jazz. Hopefully you're feeling better. You still have snow in your yard? Oh, if it was 57, I'd be like out there with the broom or something getting rid of that snow. I don't know if you could do that. Hey, Catherine. Hey, Crystal. If you guys are from the Midwest or the East Coast, you guys know how much snow we get over here. I'll tell you a funny story real quick. When I was in high school, this was after I graduated high school. I was with a friend of mine, and he was telling me a story, and he was like, so this kid I went to school with, he said this kid got grounded until the snow melted, and his mom was like, until the snow melts, all of it, including in Central Center. And that was like a little like shopping center in our town, and they would pile up snow, like just, I mean, like pile it up, like I don't know, 8 feet, or it might have been higher, 8 or 10 feet of snow. Like they would just pile it in the middle of the parking lots. And I'm like, I thought that was hilarious. I was like, if I ever have kids, I'm going to say that. I'm going to use that. Like that's how long, you're ungrounded when that snow melts. Like that's forever and a day. I'd be out there with the water hose and everything else. And so I bet it's when I switched it on subscriber, it just kicked you. I'm sorry, Casey. She's like, man. She's like, I did all that. Hola, baby girl. It's good to see ya. Missouri. Hey, hoodies. Hey, Mr. David. How you doing? Your daughter's going to be 13. She's going to be a teenager. She's going to be AKA an adult. AKA you don't know about this life, Hey, poor Linda. It's supposed to be 68. Oh, it might be warm here tomorrow. Where your husband is plowed, it's gone. Oh, you're like, you sent him out there. You're like, come on. I didn't check my emails today. I need to do that. We'll put it on this list of my things to do, so I remember to check all my emails. If it's super important, I can check it right now. But if not, I will check it. Sometimes I have to write myself little notes. If you guys could see right here, if I could get yourself for Exhibit A, this is my Monday. Like this is what I'm supposed to do by the hour. Like I am one of those people, and I have one for every day. Sunday is my rest day, but there's still a lot of stuff to do. Keeps myself busy. I have ADHD really bad. couple that with OCD, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. I bet it's nice in Washington. I would love to go to Washington. I bet it's pretty there. So we're going to talk about a case that we have not talked about on this channel in probably a year or maybe longer than that, I would say. But we're going to get back to being familiar with it, and then we do have, of course, we have somebody that's going on trial right now for their murders. Now, when this case happened, it was in 2023, so I don't know how many of you guys were with me or if you guys even heard of this case. So I'm going to go over kind of what happened. I'm going to read through the timeline, tell you guys a little bit about what happened that night between these two beautiful people, and then I'm going to let you know what happened, this week in trial. So the best thing about this case to me, I don't know if you guys remember, but they did the perp walks. And I'm not talking about like, oh, JLR was there with his little freaking cell phone and he got us some video footage. No, I'm talking the officers, investigators, sheriff deputies, whatever they are in Texas. I guess they'd be like Rangers, maybe they were. I don't know if that's what they were, but they were something big. They made it like they came out and did a press conference, and they're like, at 9 p.m. tonight, get your cameras ready. We will be walking them into the jail. And they did a full perp walk. Like brought them in. I mean, I was like, I ain't never seen nothing like this. I wish every state would do that. Actually. Let me make myself just a little bigger so everyone could see me a little more. Because I mean, I know that's why you come here. Just kidding. But thank you guys for being here. If you guys don't mind, just take a minute, take a second, hit the like. My name is Tanya. This is Titanium Built True Crime. We do talk true crime here every evening or every day. So if that's something that you're into, you like to hear about different cases, I always try to give you at least a timeline, or I'll give you a backstory on, every case that we cover before we even go into any, new updates. I usually try to give you, the backstory. I always feel weird if I don't. Like if I just keep going right into the, updates, other than like, I guess Brian Koberger, which there is an update in that case. I'll give you really quick. I was going to go over it tonight, but I decided not to. I decided maybe we'll just go over it tomorrow during the day. But there is new video of him out at the DMV. Remember the ladies loved him at the DMV? As soon as he comes in, he's like, hi. As soon as he starts talking, it gave me the ick. So there's that. But on December 25th, 2023, this is Savannah Soto and Matthew Guerra. They were a couple. Obviously, you could tell she's pregnant. I believe she was a week over her due date when they were killed. So police issued a missing persons alert for 18-year-old Soto, who was pregnant with her first child. Concern quickly grew as family and friends searched for answers. Just 2 days later, the search came to a tragic end when Soto and her boyfriend Matthew were found dead. We followed this case from the beginning. When it first happened, we were like following it like it was no one's business. What are you doing, Mia? Oh, I forgot to show you really quick. Sorry. You guys are like, no one cares, but I do. Look at this cat back here. I got him. I don't know how I did, but I did. Okay, sorry. We'll get back to the case. I just wanted to show you that because like I never have him in here and he's in the chair. I'm like, he's not hiding. So this is the timeline of events. So it started 2023, December 22nd. Soto was 2023. Soto was last seen Savannah. So at 2 p.m., Savannah is last seen at Grissom Road apartment complex where she and her boyfriend Matthew lived in Leon Valley, Texas. She was in a gray 2013 Kia Altima, which was later confirmed to belong to Matthew. Savannah was pregnant with her first child, a son that she planned to name Fabian. And they did name him Fabian, I believe. Family calls for a welfare check. So concerned family members, they contact the Leon Valley Police Department requesting a welfare check at Savannah's apartment. I guess it was because she was supposed to go into the hospital. Were supposed to meet everybody there, and those two didn't show up. And so they were like, okay, what's going on? She's about to have a baby. Police visit the apartment, but see no signs of forced entry and determine there's no immediate grounds for concern. So then we go to December 23rd, the day after, at 6:30. Soto or Savannah misses her scheduled labor induction. And that's a big thing. Like, right? I've never been pregnant, but I'm sure that if I was a week over my due date and I had an induction date, I would probably be there with bells and whistles on, ready to have a baby. She was supposed to check in at Stone Oak Methodist Hospital at 6:30 a.m. for labor induction, but never arrives. And that's when the family attempts to call her, but she does not answer her phone. Savannah's mother pleads for help. That evening, Gloria Cordova post a message on Facebook pleading for help in finding her daughter. If you see her, please reach out to me. I am worried about her safety. Just not really with you. December 23rd through the 25th. That's the Saturday through the Monday. Savannah's family spends the weekend and Christmas Day searching the Grissom Road apartment complex. And I think I remember them going out with like the missing persons signs. They put up missing persons flyers and continued reaching out for information. And then on Monday, the missing persons alert was issued. The Texas Department of Public Safety issues a coordinated law enforcement adult rescue, which is a clear alert, stating that Soto is in imminent danger because she's past her induction date. They are like, we got to find this woman, right now. She's pregnant. So, hey, Ashley, welcome in. Oh, thanks, Ashley. I just saw that you said you like my hair straightened. I appreciate that. Oh, okay, Linda, I'll look at that. Yeah, I'll look at that. Thank you. She was telling me about the email that she sent me. I asked her. So then we are going to go down. I don't know where it was. There we go. There I am. So then Tuesday, December 26th at 4 p.m., police find 2 bodies inside Guerra's Kia Optima at the Colinas at Medical Apartments on Danny K Drive, about 3 miles from where Soto was last seen. And that's the picture that's on my thumbnail. San Antonio Police Chief William McManus arrives at the scene and informs the grieving family that Soto and Guerra's bodies are discovered. He describes the case as very complex, very, very perplexing. Man of so many words, Then on the next day, police confirm a homicide investigation. SAPD officially classifies the case as capital murder, listing the victims as 18-year-old Hispanic woman, and that was Savannah, and a 22-year-old Hispanic man, and that was Guerra, Matthew, and an unborn child, deceased. Police confirmed gunshot wounds. Both victims suffered gunshot wounds. I believe both suffered gunshot wounds to the head. They were saying that in court hearings now that the bullet to Soto wasn't like a contact wound, but the one to Guerra was, Matthew. The medical examiner begins a death investigation to determine exact causes of death. Matthew's identity is confirmed. The medical examiner positively identifies Guerra's body. Soto remains are still pending official confirmation. Rumors surface about Guerra's family. Guerra's family denies involvement in the couple's disappearance and murder. I remember people going after his family. And it says Soto's family states that Guerra had a history of domestic violence against Soto. He had pled guilty to assaulting her on Christmas Day in 2022 and was still on probation at the time of his death. So this is the pictures that we get. So this is his car here, the Kia, and then we get this guy getting into this truck. Now, if you guys remember, there was a hand that came out of the truck and handed them like a towel or something like that. Remember? And then they wiped like their fingerprints off of the door or something along those lines. Do you remember that? If you guys know this case, you'll remember. It looked like a woman's hand. Like it didn't look like, I don't know. To all of us, we were like, oh, that's Manta's or whatever her name is. Marta's, I think her name is. I guess they're not charging her as of right now. Like she's out. And I'm like, what? So just him and his father are being charged as of right now. But that's when they found the car. So we just pulled it on in to a space, into a parking space. Like it was nothing. Did I? Oh, they might all be like kind of the same. I think that's after they took the car. That's a picture of the car. Getting ready to have a baby. It's so sad. Why does that picture look familiar? Like, I forget who took this picture. Like, they went by and they thought they saw the car. I'm trying to remember because it's been so long, but okay. I guess I could read through this stuff. So that way you guys get a little bit of a better understanding. But December 21st, so at 11:50 p.m., GPS data from the victim's vehicle pings near Charlie Chen Drive and Cary Grant Drive, a few blocks from where the vehicle was later found. It is believed the male victim met unknown individuals at this location, possibly for a narcotics transaction. Investigators suspect this is where both victims were murdered. So, like, they met there, they were murdered there. Nobody drove the car there. Like, because people were speculating whether like somebody had driven them there, and I'm like, well, we didn't think so because Matthew's body was in the driver's seat. And it'd be hard to, I feel like to get somebody out of the car, put them back in. So then at 11:54 p.m., the vehicle leaves Charlie Chan Drive and travels to 5903 Danny K Drive, where it's later discovered. At 11:59 p.m., surveillance footage gets a gray Chevrolet Silverado. It arrives at the Danny K Drive with its lights off. The Silverado parks in the back parking lot. The victim's 2013 Kia Optima arrives in the park and parks next to the Silverado. A heavyset Hispanic male exits the Silverado and approaches the Kia Optima. The driver of the Optima, not one of the victims, exits momentarily before getting back inside. The Hispanic male wipes the exterior door handle of the Optima with a towel before returning to his vehicle, and the Kia Optima is driven behind the building, followed by the Silverado. Because they did drive the car. I didn't think they did. So at 12:02 p.m., the Silverado leaves the area alone. So the Kia Optima remains parked behind the building. So, after they kill Savannah, of course, and Matthew, they leave the car and they get in the Silverado and they leave, and that's how they leave. And it says investigators now believe the victims were already deceased inside the Kia Optima at this time. Leon Valley police receive a missing persons report, and then it gives the case number. A pregnant female victim had missed her scheduled medical induction and could not be reached. And the male victim, her boyfriend, was also missing and was not responding to calls. The family searched local hospitals, but neither victim was found. And a media broadcast is issued with details of the boyfriend's 2013 Kia Optima. Okay. Everybody over there good? Okay. I'm just making sure you guys are good. I remember when this case first happened, this was like crazy. Like, everybody was talking about this case, and then it seemed like just, everyone stopped talking about it. I mean, I can understand in a way, but because there really wasn't anything coming out until trial, but trial's here. So then on December 26th, a resident of the Danny K Drive contacts the victim's family stating a vehicle matching the boyfriend's Kia Optima is parked there. That's what it was. So the family confirms the vehicle's identity from a photo and notifies the police. Leon Valley police arrive and make a gruesome discovery. A deceased pregnant female in the front passenger seat, and she had, I don't know if it'll say it in here, but she had a car seat on top of her. Like that was going to hide her forever. A deceased pregnant female in the front passenger seat, a deceased male in the back seat with a gunshot wound to the head. I forgot they did move him to the back seat. The male victim appears to have been dragged into the vehicle with his pants pulled down, exposing his lower body. No weapon is found near the male victim. There was no weapon found at all. Blood transfer on the exterior of the vehicle suggests it was moved from another crime scene. San Antonio homicide detectives take over the investigation. A search warrant is obtained for the vehicle. A spent shell casings are found inside, but no firearm is recovered. And they did show like a spent bullet in court. Evidence suggests the victims were killed elsewhere and their bodies relocated. And then it says on December 28th, that was Thursday, 2023, that's when Savannah's identity is confirmed. The Bexar County medical examiner confirms that Soto was the 18-year-old female found in the car. Both Soto and Guerra died from gunshot wounds to the head. So it took them a couple more days, it seems like, to ID her. Guerra's fatal wound was a contact gunshot, meaning the gun was held directly against his head. Police released surveillance footage. SAPD shares video footage of the two persons of interest at the apartment complex where the bodies were found. The footage shows a Chevy Silverado pickup pulling up next to Guerra's Kia. The pickup's driver hands something to the Kia's driver before both vehicles drive away. Guerra is not the driver of the Kia in the video. And then December 29th, the medical examiner rules the deaths as homicides. The ruling eliminates the possibility of a murder-suicide, which police had initially considered. January 2nd, investigators provide one of the victim's cell phones to Detective Knox in the Technical Investigations Unit for analysis. And they did find some stuff. They found some text messages, or not text messages, but some like Instagram messages from one of the suspected killers in this case. So it's pretty interesting. And we'll get to that too. Because, they always be saying stuff on the people that do these crimes, like commit these crimes, they always say something on the internet. Or they always say something like Google something. Like there was one case we were covering, and it was, I believe, it was a doctor, and he poisoned his wife, and he's like, how much do I need of this like poison, this medication to poison a 115-pound girl, like down to her weight? It was like, are you crazy? Oh, I'm muted. Sorry, hold on. My dogs are growling anyway. I know I'm muted. Hold on. I know. Hold on. No, I got back on. I said, hold on. I was talking to the dogs. They were like growling bad. Okay, sorry. No, I was reading, but then I didn't realize. So, okay, we're gonna go back up. I don't know where I was, so I'm just gonna give you a rundown. These two should not be sitting together. They're trying to sit together. So sorry about that. And then they were just like growling bad. So that's why I muted. Okay. So basically, I don't know where we were whenever I was like not muted. But basically on Thursday, they confirm Soto's identity. Police release surveillance footage. They show 2 persons of interest at the apartment complex where the bodies were found. They show this Chevrolet Silverado pickup truck park up beside Matthew's car. The driver hands something to the Kia's driver before both vehicles drive away. Guerra was not the driver of the Kia in the video. So they believe this was after they were dead. January 3rd, they retrieved phone data. Investigators know that the vehicle is near so the victims pretty much, they searched on Google Maps Charlie Chan Drive and they found, well, crap, they are not on Charlie Chan Drive, but they're very close to it, where they were found deceased. So Google Maps investigators search Charlie Chan Drive and they spot a vehicle resembling the suspect's gray Chevrolet Silverado. And if you guys have any questions, let me know too, since I was muted. And I muted because of the dogs. Now they're fine. They were growling so bad at each other. Sisters. Woke up the cat too, but he went back to sleep. Google Maps search. Okay, so they spot a vehicle resembling the suspect's gray Chevrolet Silverado. The owner research confirms the vehicle belongs to an individual matching the description of a Hispanic male seen on surveillance footage. Detectives visit the suspect's home and find the Chevrolet Silverado. Father and son arrested. So Christopher Preciado, no, I'm saying that wrong. I've heard it a million times and I always say it wrong. Preciado. Okay, Christopher Preciado, 19, is arrested and charged with capital murder. 19 years old. His father, Raymond Preciado, 53, is charged with abuse of a corpse for allegedly helping him move and conceal the bodies. SAPD states the killings were the result of a drug deal gone wrong. Christopher did the killing. Sergeant Washington Muskosko says his father helped him hide the car and the victims. So Christopher's the one that got in the car to do this drug deal, or, was supposed to get in the car to do this drug deal, ends up killing both of them, allegedly. That's what he's on trial for. And then his dad helped him, move the bodies and, try to clean up the mess. That ain't worth it, Raymond. So then they did interviews. And they did put their interviews out on or in court. I'm sorry, in court, but they were kind of like chopped up, and so I was like, oh, like the one for Christopher anyway. So Raymond, he said the homicide detectives arrived at the listed residence on Charlie Chan Drive, where they located the suspect vehicle. While at the residence, a man identified as Raymond Preciado voluntarily approached SAPD detectives, stating that he knew why they were there. Like, oh, you already know? Okay, why didn't you come to us then? Raymond Preciado then directed detectives to speak with his son, Christopher Preciado. Both Raymond and Christopher were transported to SAPD homicide for questioning, while additional SAPD detectives executed a search warrant at the Charlie Chan Drive residence. During the interview, after being read his Miranda rights, Raymond admitted to driving his Chevrolet Silverado 25903 Danny K Drive, where he met Christopher Preciado. Raymond stated that on the night of the incident, December 21st, 2023, Christopher called him and instructed him to meet at the vehicle dump location. Raymond identified himself in the surveillance footage. That's me. As the individual seen exiting the Chevrolet Silverado, he confirmed that he met Christopher at the apartment complex where Christopher arrived driving another vehicle, the same vehicle where Matthew Guerra and Savannah Soto were later found deceased. Raymond admitted to assisting Christopher at the scene where the victims' vehicles were abandoned at the Danny K. Drive location. And then Christopher Preciado, his little interview, he reported that Matthew Guerra and Savannah Soto drove to his residence on Charlie Chan Drive to sell him marijuana. He stated that he had communicated with Matthew Guerra via Instagram and provided detectives with his Instagram account. You dummy. During questioning, Christopher Preciado gave a version of events that conflicted with evidence collected at the scene and from the victim's recovered vehicle. He claimed that Matthew Guerra pointed a weapon at him, but his statements did not align with forensic findings or surveillance footage. Christopher stated that he called his father, Raymond Preciado, and told him to meet him at the location where the vehicle was dumped and where police found the vehicle on December 26, 2023. So he's like, yeah, I told my dad. They told each other. Thursday, January 4th, Guerra's history with drug dealing is revealed, according to Guerra's family. He had been involved in drug sales and often posted pictures of drugs and cash on social media. He had previously been shot at due to his drug activities. So it wasn't like this was anything, really new to Matthew. After he was shot at the first time, he probably shouldn't have even went that far, but that should have been an awakening, in my opinion. Not saying that, I'm not blaming the victim, but I'm just saying he had a baby on the way. Man, just young and dumb, So then January the 5th, Friday, the police find the murder weapon. During a court-sanctioned search, police find the gun used to kill Soto and Guerra inside the Preciado home. That's not good. Bexar County District Attorney Joe Gonzalez stated that Raymond, the father, was not charged with capital murder because there's no evidence he was present during the killings. Soto and Guerra were involved in drug sales. Investigators discovered that her boyfriend was involved in narcotic sales, frequently using his phone and social media platforms, including Instagram, to conduct transactions. It was reported that he often posted images of cash and drugs online, attracting unwanted attention. A lot of people do that. It's like, just because you have money, and when you see the pictures, just because they have money in those pictures does not mean they still have money. They probably spend it all the same day they took the picture. Family members further disclosed that multiple individuals had attempted to rob him in the past and that he had previously been both a target and a perpetrator of shootings. They provided investigators with the female victim's phone number. The family of the male provided me with his phone number as well as his Instagram. And then on Wednesday, January 10th, the third arrest made, Marta Romanos, 47. That was the mom, stepmother. Abuse of a corpse, tampering with evidence, altering, destroying, and concealing human remains. Police say I can't say her name. Romanos owned the gun used in the killings. Why does she have the gun? Not saying that women can't, but and men don't. But it's just usually if you have one, your partner will have one. I don't know. So police confirm there are no additional suspects. We are confident that there are no more suspects. And then the court proceedings and delays, March through June 2024, defense motions request additional discovery. You know how that goes. The Bexar County DA later resigns the death penalty notice, opting to pursue life without parole if convicted. That was July 2024. Should have stuck with the death penalty. This is Texas. This is two people and a baby. Two young people, young lives, and a baby. Death penalty. I'm sorry. I would be all day long. You're Texas, for God's sakes. If they're not going to do it in Texas, they're not going to do it anywhere. I'm just saying. So then September through December 2024, court proceedings for Raymond and Marta are repeatedly postponed, largely due to incomplete lab results and attorney scheduling issues. 2025, August, pretrial activity and dismissal. So August 2025, the jury trial for Marta is set for fall of 2025 with after several resets. The defense declares readiness for trial. October 2025, that's the fall, prosecutors request a continuance for Ramos and Raymond Preciado, citing outstanding DNA and fingerprint analysis from the crime lab. I'd be mad. I mean, I would, if I was on trial for something, whether I did it or not, right? If they had me in there for like 2 years in jail, and then they're like, we need a continuance for court. Like the prosecutor says, we need a continuance because we're waiting on fingerprint analysis and DNA from the crime lab. I'd be like, you don't have my DNA or my fingerprints anywhere, and I'm still sitting in the show. I mean, you know, I'd be like, and I'm still sitting here. You better let me out. But you know, I wouldn't do stuff like, you know, Oklahoma. Yeah, they are. Right? Oklahoma, yeah. And that Florida too. Them 3 states, they don't mess around. Now we know what states do, but they're not one of them. They're not any of them, usually. So then they requested continuance, and then November 4th, scheduled start of I cannot, how do you say her last name? I'm going to butcher it anyway. Romanos. There we go. Romanos. I was saying Romanos. Prosecutors file a motion asking for more time because the DNA testing on the handgun remains unfinished. The judge denies the request. Yeah, I would probably deny it too if I was the judge. November 4th, later that day, prosecutors dismiss all charges against Marta, admitting they are not ready to proceed without the forensic evidence. The motion to dismiss is granted by the court. November 5th, the Bexar County DA's office confirms that the charges may be refiled once DNA and fingerprint testing is complete. Well, who's to say she doesn't run? I'm just saying, like, right? Her husband and her child, Christopher's probably going, I mean, he, you know, her stepson's probably already going to jail for life. And then her husband is going to probably go for a little while. He'll be in there for a little while. So what's she do? Just be out here like on her own without no family? I don't know if they have family here, but like, I don't know. I'd probably just peace out and run. I'd be like, see ya. Yeah, it is. My nephew one time, he is 12. He's adorable. He's cute as cutest thing in the world. But he took pictures with a bunch of money. I'm like, what are you doing? Are you trying to get beat up at school? And whose money's that? Can I have some? Yeah. Then they took the death penalty off the table. So it's only life in prison if he gets found guilty. That's what's crazy. I don't know why they would take that off the table. So then November 2025, the week of, it says the court denies the state's motion to postpone Raymond Preciado's trial, but allows coordination for testimony in Christopher Preciado's capital murder trial. Maybe Romanos and Raymond Preciado remain listed as potential witnesses in the upcoming February 2026 proceeding. So then we're where we are now. You know, we're getting there. February 2nd, Christopher is set to stand trial for the capital murders of Savannah and Matthew and their unborn child. And so basically, they dismissed the charges against Marta. I can't believe that. That's crazy to me. Okay. And that's all of that. So we're going to break down each day of the trial, and then I'm going to pull up some videos and stuff for us to watch as we go through the different days. So if you're just joining us, we're going over the Savannah Soto and Matthew Guerra case. This case happened back in December of 2023. That's how it goes. And we're just now going to trial here. The trial isn't live streamed as far as I know, but they are, I believe, letting like clips of it be like played after court, because I didn't see anywhere where they were playing it. So if they do play like the sentencing or whatever, they do that live, they might, because sometimes they'll do that live, they'll do that part live, but they won't do like the trial. I'll get on and I'll make sure that you guys see the sentencing and stuff, especially because these kids in their trial, they deserve justice. So basically, if you're just coming in, we're breaking down everything that's happened in court now. We just went over kind of like everything that happened with the case, but we're going over what happened in court with Christopher Preciado. His trial began. It's on day, I think 7. And I believe the jury got it today. So we're going to hear very soon. But we're going to go day by day, witness by witness. Not witness by witness, but we're going to go like, piece by piece of evidence. So the case centers around the killings of Savannah Soto and Matthew Guerra and their unborn son, Fabian. Jurors have now seen surveillance footage, DNA testimony, cell phone evidence, and the graphic crime scene testimony, and each day has added new questions. So tonight we're going to go through what happened each day in court, what evidence helped prosecutors, what may have helped the defense, and what to watch next as the trial, continues. So day 1, the trial started opening statements, my favorite thing about a trial almost, that I guess in the closing. But prosecutors told the jurors the victims were executed during a drug-related setup. Defense argued investigators are making assumptions and lack direct proof tying Christopher Preciado to every moment of the killings. Every moment. Yeah. The jury saw first surveillance evidence from the apartment areas tied to the vehicle movement. And that was like the first thing that they kind of just, opened up with. So let me share this with you guys. And then I'll put the closed caption on if we need. I can always make it smaller. I'm just going to try. I was going to do it really quick, but I don't know how to do it. So sorry, guys. Okay. I'll turn them on if you need them, though.
Locally, for the first time since a young couple and their unborn child were killed, we are learning about a possible motive in this case.
Christopher Preciado is on trial for capital murder in the deaths of Savannah Soto, Matthew Guerra, and their unborn baby. KSAT's Erica Hernandez shares what the jury heard and saw today in court.
He executed them, and for no other reason than he needed money and Matthew had a lot of it.
Prosecutor Melissa Alban telling a jury that Christopher Preciado executed Matthew Guerra and Savannah Soto in December 2023 for money he knew Guerra had. Soto and Guerra were reported missing and hadn't been heard from in days, but on December 26, 2023, their bodies found inside Guerra's vehicle in an apartment complex parking lot in Leon Valley.
Matthew and Chris had an agreement, an arrangement. They were going to meet at Chris's house to do a transaction. So when Savannah and Matthew got into their car around 11:45 that night and drove straight to his house, they had no idea that they would never return home. Because when they pulled up, Christopher got in the back seat with a gun, and within a minute or so, he shot them in the side and in the back of the head.
But the defense claims this was all a case of self-defense, and despite no gun being found in the car, they say Guerra pulled a gun on Preciado.
A drug transaction gone wrong where a gun is pulled on him by the drug dealer. A struggle and then chaos when shots are fired after that. That is not
Over some weed? How much weed was this guy buying?
Capital murder.
The jury also getting a closer look at the crime scene on the day the two were found. Soto's family was notified that Guerra's car had been located when they got to the apartment complex. The family saw Savannah's body in the front seat. Body camera footage shows the first responding officer trying to keep the family back and away from the car. Now, it was emotional for both sides of the family, the Guerras and the Sotos, as that body camera footage was shown today. As for Christopher Preciado, if he is convicted, he faces an automatic sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole. Testimony will resume tomorrow morning. Erica?
It's crazy that they did that. Let's see. Oh, okay, never mind. They took that one down. Okay. They took one of the videos down I was going to show you, but I don't know why. It wasn't bad or anything. So day one, basically, they just set up the story kind of like what I just told you in the, earlier, how they were, supposed to meet at a certain spot. They're supposed to meet at, Christopher's house, and how he ended up getting in the back of the car with them and then shooting them within, less than a minute, they're saying, of him being in the vehicle. And like I said earlier, there was evidence of contact, of the gun being, directly contacted with Matthew's head, but not Savannah's. And that's what the defense is going to try to be using here in a little bit. So, but day two, the surveillance footage intensifies. The jury viewed the final movements involving the victims' vehicles. The prosecutors heavily focused on the timeline reconstruction, and the court examined where the vehicles were before and after the murders happened. So we'll a short video on that one too. Let's see. Okay. It'll let me actually play both of these, so we'll be able to see the actual surveillance too.
Story tonight, jurors saw body camera video, autopsy photos, and listened to emotional testimony in the trial of Christopher Preciado. He's accused of killing Savannah Soto, her unborn son, and boyfriend Matthew Guerra in December 2023. Police say it was all over a drug deal.
Tonight, KENS 5 reporter Zach Briggs breaks down what happened on day one of the trial, and a warning tonight. What you're about to see is disturbing.
I just remember this. I just remember thinking, I remember when this case first happened, and I said, what if, because they're getting ready to have this baby. This isn't smart, but what if in Matthew's head, he was like, let's just go meet Christopher. Like, maybe they met this Christopher guy a million times before, right? And there was no threat at all. And so it was like, let's just go meet him real quick, sell him a little bit of weed, and we'll have that extra money for when the baby's here. And then I can just be done with this for a while. I don't know.
Loved ones of Savannah Soto, her boyfriend Matthew Guerra, and their unborn baby Fabian are demanding justice. Accused killer Christopher Preciado appeared calm during opening statements.
You're going to hear that they made choices that many of us would not make. But the penalty for those poor choices should not be execution. And the evidence is going to prove to you that on December 21st of 2023, that is exactly what Christopher Preciado did to them and their unborn baby. He executed them. And for no other reason that he needed money and Matthew had a lot of it.
Preciado's defense team stressed the jury's job is not to measure grief or assign moral blame.
What she did not say, and what we believe the evidence will show, is that there are no eyewitnesses to this offense.
Surveillance.
Nobody's going to testify to say they saw Christopher Preciado pull a trigger with any sort of intent or deliberation. There's no video evidence of this crime.
There was no video evidence back in the day before 2018, 2017, right? There wasn't video on each block. That probably happened during I don't know, right before COVID or during COVID. I feel like anyway. So what did police do back before video, sir?
Police body-worn camera revealed the frantic moments when relatives of the missing couple discovered their bodies inside Guerra's car on December 26, 2023. The day before, authorities issued a clear alert that stated Soto could be in a gray Kia Optima. Detective Andy Griego with Leon Valley Police recalls responding to the welfare check turned crime scene.
I'm trying to protect the crime scene by pushing the family that had arrived away from the vehicle because I had found 2 individuals that appeared to be deceased inside the vehicle.
And San Antonio firefighter EMT Jeremiah Lotta explained what he saw inside the car.
I saw a female on the front passenger side and then the male on the back side laying down with his lower half exposed. And I saw that there was plenty of blood in the back and enough blood in the front, and that there was a car seat on top of the female.
He did not care how he disposed of their bodies. He put a car seat on her. I mean, let alone allegedly shooting a pregnant woman. I mean, ooh. And then I don't know who he shot first, but once you shoot one, you got to shoot the other. This guy he didn't think about this through, did he? They never do.
And Preciado's defense team says he acted in self-defense, but the prosecution says the evidence does not support that argument. The trial resumes tomorrow morning.
Why does his suit jacket look so small for him? Yeah, I think what Christopher wanted to try to do was try to rob them and get this money for this, these parts for this car that he had. Like, who thinks like that? That would be like me going and murdering somebody because I wanted to get my nails done or my hair done. Like, that's wild. That's wild to me. That is so wild. So this shows the final moments. It says shows final moments of Matthew Guerra alive. And it says the surveillance shows Matthew walking around his Leon Valley apartment complex on the night of December 21st, 2023.
Testimony will continue Monday in the murder trial of Christopher Preciado. He's charged in the killings of Savannah Soto, Matthew Guerra, and their unborn child.
Guerra. I can't say it, so I say Guerra. I almost said it the first time.
In 2023, in court today, the jury saw some of the final moments of Matthew Guerra. This surveillance video shows him walking around his Leon Valley apartment complex on the night of December 21st, 2023. This is about...
What? She went and started doing the circle-y thing on us. Where are we at? Right here? What is going on here, folks?
An hour and a half before he left in the silver Kia that his body was found in 5 days later. Police say
she's circling this because he pawned the jewelry.
Matthew had a contact gunshot to the head, meaning that the gun was placed directly to his head when fired. Police say Matthew was found dead wearing the same clothing and jewelry seen in the surveillance video, though 2 of his rings were missing.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. So 2 of his rings were missing. Yeah, because I remember hearing that Christopher went and pawned the rings or was trying to get rid of them. I don't know if he was trying to get rid of them to somebody else or if it was, I think it was through Instagram messaging. I had heard it. And we'll get to that video here in a little bit. But yeah, he just, you take the rings off of this guy after you murder him. You got the nerve. I'm surprised he didn't take Savannah's jewelry. I'm actually very surprised. Maybe she wasn't wearing any because she knew she was going to be going into labor anytime. And that and your fingers swell and stuff too, as when you're pregnant. But I'm just thinking that when you have like surgeries and stuff like that, you have to be like, no jewelry and stuff like, I don't know. So I was thinking maybe she didn't keep any on her, but he did. So that was day 2. So then day 3, they focused more on like the cell phone tracking, or the cell phone and the tracking evidence. So investigators explained how the cell phone records and the digital tracking led police towards Preciado. Google Maps and the location data, like I was talking about before, became central to testimony. The defense questioned certainty of digital conclusions. So we'll hear about that in just a moment with this video. I remember whenever he was first arrested, I seriously thought this was a teenage girl. And I'm not being mean at all. Like, I'm not trying to be mean, like, at all. Like, just the skin, I don't know, the eyebrows, the hair, the lips even, I don't know. And I was like, oh my God, a girl did this. Nope, Christopher Preciado did. Maybe, allegedly. So, and they had 37 people testify for the prosecution, and they had 0 for the defense. Okay, let's play this.
Police investigation into the murders of Savannah Soto, Matthew Guerra, and their unborn son were released today in the trial of Christopher Preciado. Some of those details we had not heard before.
KSAT 12's Erica Hernandez joining us live just outside of that courtroom. Erica, we know that Christopher's father, Ramon Preciado, he is also charged with helping his son cover up this crime, and today he was allowed to be in the courtroom.
Yeah, Myra, that's correct. In fact, the moments that he walked in got very ticked in that courtroom this morning, and it led to 2 of Savannah Soto's brothers being escorted out of the courtroom and not allowed back in. And then
why would they let the father in there other than to testify?
deputy sat next to Ramon Preciado throughout all day, and they even escorted him around the building throughout the day during breaks. This is something I had not seen before. But regarding that testimony, we heard a lot from detectives and crime scene investigators throughout the day. They were able to pinpoint Soto's phone at the home where Preciado was located. Back in December 2023, prosecutors say Guerra and Soto went to Preciado's home to sell drugs to Christopher Preciado before being killed at the home. Inside the house, detectives said the bedroom door of Ramon Preciado and Mita Romanos, who is Christopher's mother, was locked, and it took Mirta a while to open it.
She was pretty nervous, but none of the keys that she had would unlock it. We would have to take the door off the hinges if necessary. Mirta asked us to wait. She went back downstairs, grabbed another set of keys, came up, and had a key that unlocked the door.
Oh, she magically had the key. Look at that little, that looks like a little gun.
Now, inside the bedroom, a small handgun and casings were found. Police believe they matched the one found in Guerra's car. Now, investigators also collected clothing and shoes from the Preciado home to be tested because they were believed to be blood on them. And a small blood stain was also found on the cables to the home security system. Later, it was also revealed that a person who lived a street over called police to tell them they had found money with blood on it in the street. Now, we just heard from a firearms expert just moments ago who was able to tie together.
So somebody at the apartment complex, thank you, Ladybug. She said this is the best channel and chat in YouTube. Thanks, Tanya. So, wow. There was money left there with blood on it. He must have dropped it on accident. I don't believe he would have left it, bloody or not. Maybe he would have, and that would have just been stupid.
Together that gun found inside the home did match the casing that was found inside of Guerra's car. Now, there's been about more than a little 20 witnesses that have gone on the stand. We're expecting around 35 to 36. So tomorrow will be another long day of testimony. But if found guilty, Christopher Preciado would automatically be sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Live at the Guerra.
I mean, that just doesn't seem like enough. It just doesn't seem like enough. Thanks, Crystal. Smash the like for your girl, if you don't mind. Doesn't seem like a lot. Okay. So day 4. I think we were just we went over day 3. So day 4, that's when graphic evidence was shown to the jury, which they are obviously not going to put on the screen for us to see, which is good. But DNA testimony was introduced. The crime lab testimony revealed that Christopher Preciado's DNA was reportedly not found inside Matthew Guerra's vehicle, which defense may use, heavily. But if he was only in the car for, 0.2 seconds, if that, I don't know. I guess his dad helps him wipe the crap down. I don't know. We saw someone hand someone a towel. So, and they wiped their prints and stuff off of the vehicle, which to me, either you're very quick at becoming a criminal or this is premeditated for you to know, oh, let me give them a towel to wipe down their fingerprints. Like, it's either one or the other. So, I told you what this one was about. Let's see. I think I got a couple of videos for us to watch on this one, which I keep hitting the same one. So, okay, let's go over here. Christopher Preciado trial day number 4. Jury sees crime scene images. Surveillance cam shows victims and suspects' vehicles before and after the shooting. It says it was a devastating crime that gripped San Antonio during the 2023 holiday season. A pregnant woman, days away from giving birth, her boyfriend and their unborn child were killed in what police describe as a drug deal. Drug deal gone bad. Real bad.
Prosecutor.
He did cut his hair all off though for this court. Or for this, I don't know if he has it short now in prison or jail. Jail, not prison, but it's awfully short for the court proceedings.
Are trying to prove the defendant and his father used that truck the night they allegedly disposed of the bodies of Savannah Soto and Matthew Guerra back in December 2023. Sue Kalberg has been listening to day 4 of testimony, and she's live at the Justice Center. Sue.
Jeremy, a digital forensics tech had the stand for more than an hour this morning. He talked about all the ways electronics can yield facts about the history of vehicles. The detective told the jury onboard systems on many vehicles silently record many types of data. He said when police finally gained access to those computers, they tracked where that truck had traveled during the key times the victims were dumped in their car on the northwest side. He said there's electronic proof that the truck was at the apartment complex where the bodies were dumped, when surveillance cameras also captured images of the truck in that area, and then later at the complex where the 2 victims lived. Now, another scientific link they talked about, a Bexar County crime lab expert said some bloody money found near the Preciado home at the time of the murder could be linked directly to victim Matthew Guerra. The money was found in the street by a woman who was out walking her dog. Now, the testimony still continues at this hour. The judge told everybody she wants to continue to press on because they have many more days of testimony that they still have to get through next week, and we will stay with it. Live at the Justice Center, Sue Kalberg, KENS 5.
It was a week. Oh, sorry. It was a week, and they're like, nope, this is too much. Too much. Too much. Okay. I'm not turning my ad blocker off. Let me see. Maybe we'll just skip that one. Maybe I'll come back to it. I think it's that one though. The same one I'm getting ready to go into. Yeah. It like I have an ad blocker and it's like turn off your ad blocker. I'm not doing it. Okay. We'll just go back to this one and can we go backwards? No. Do this. Okay, there was a video like that, so I didn't know if that was a video or not. Okay. This is a long article. My goodness, that's a long article. Okay. So then day 5 and 6, focused on family connections and evidence handling. So the court examined how the evidence was allegedly moved after the, or how evidence was allegedly moved after the killings. Testimony continued regarding involvement of family members and post-crime concealment allegations, mostly from the defense. And then it says a witness for the state offered new details in court Friday regarding the whereabouts of a truck belonging to Christopher Preciado's father just days after Matthew Guerra, Savannah Soto, and their unborn child were killed in December of 2023. I think it's the same lady. There's like been two ladies there. Like I think this is the first lady we've been like listening to, not her, but the one that's in the courthouse. She's been there like every day.
New information revealed during testimony in a capital murder trial. Plenty moments of emotion and tension in the trial of Christopher Preciado this week. He is charged with the 2023 murders of a young couple, Savannah Soto and Matthew Guerra, and their unborn child. KSAT's Erica Hernandez has been covering this trial for us. She joins us now live from the Justice Center downtown. So, Erica, what was revealed on the stand today?
Yeah, Myra. So there was a really big piece of evidence that we had not known about before that was revealed, and it was all about GPS evidence from Ramon Preciado's truck. Now, Ramon Preciado is the father of Christopher Preciado, who is also facing charges related to this case. But as that GPS evidence was shown to the jury, it tracked the truck and its whereabouts, which we had seen from security footage was at Danny K Drive, where the car of Matthew Guerra was found on December 26th. But what was more interesting, Myra, is that we found out 2 days after Matthew Guerra and Savannah Soto were killed, that truck was seen going to an apartment complex on Grissom Road. It ended up being the apartment where Matthew and Savannah lived at. It was there for about 20 minutes, but we have not heard yet why the police believe they went back to that, or they went to that apartment in the first place. So it'll be interesting to hear what the lead detective, who is on the stand right now, will say if there's any connection and why they went there, Myra.
So, Erica, not only do we have this capital murder trial going on, but the family of one of the victims, Matthew Guerra, is now suing Christopher Preciado's father, Ramon. He is also charged in this case. So why did they file that lawsuit?
Yeah, Myra, so that lawsuit was actually filed in December. It's against Ramon Preciado and his AC company. We're not really sure why it was filed and why it was filed in December of last year, but what we're thinking is that they were never able to serve it to him. So today, while he was walking into the courtroom during the lunch break, he was approached by a gentleman who was serving him the papers of that lawsuit. He refused to grab those papers. So the gentleman put it on the floor, but Ramon did go back and pick up those papers that were served to him. We were able to get a look at them, and we saw that it was a lawsuit. We're still trying to find out the reasoning behind that lawsuit and why it was filed, Myra.
So Ramon facing charges in this case, allegedly for helping his son cover up this crime. That's what investigators believe here, Erica. So what can we expect as we begin next week in the second week of this trial?
Yeah, it'll, emotions will still be high. We still have yet to hear from the medical examiner, who will be called in possibly on Monday. And we look for the state to probably rest on Tuesday or Wednesday. They're expected to call about 35 to 36 witnesses. And then, we'll see if the defense puts on a case. If they don't, then we'll go into closing arguments and then jury deliberations. So we expect this case to probably wrap up next week, Myra.
All right, Erica, you will be covering it all for us. Erica Hernandez, live from the Justice Center in downtown San Antonio. Appreciate it.
The high profile.
It's like, she'll be covering it. She'll be covering it. So let me see where we were at. We're on day 5, 6. I think that was the... Yeah. Wonder if... When was this one? I want to show you guys this. I don't know if it's in my little lineup, so I'll just put it over here. And then, okay, I'll put it over there. So then on day 7, prosecutors began tightening the timeline for the jury, and then court reviewed final evidence before next phase. And the defense, they didn't put on any witnesses. So that is the week 1 wrap up there. Let me. Oops, I didn't mean to stop sharing it.
Week 1 in the capital murder trial of Christopher Preciado has wrapped up. He's
I heard from a different point of view.
Charged in the murders of Savannah Soto, Matthew Guerra, and their unborn son. Here are 4 key things we took away from this week. On Tuesday, we learned that the possible motive for this case was money, and Preciado knew Guerra had it and wanted it. On Wednesday, crime scene photos were shown to the jury. Guerra could be seen in the back seat while Soto was in the front seat and had the baby car seat on top of her. On Thursday, we learned all the items collected inside the Preciado home that had possible blood on them, including a gun and bullet casing that matched the casing found inside Guerra's car. And on Friday, new details revealed these 2 days after Soto and Guerra were killed on Christmas Eve. Preciado's father's truck went to the apartment Soto and Guerra lived at off Grissom Road. It parked for about 20 minutes and then left. The truck could be seen on surveillance footage entering and leaving the complex. Next week, this case could potentially go to the jury, so stay with KSAT 12 and KSAT.com for all the.
I'm just going to assume that they went to the apartment to get some stuff. Rob them. Why? I mean, why else would they go there? Why? Like, if you're this Christopher Preciado guy and you already killed them and you already took everything that they had of value off of them, and you know where they live, and you probably have their house key now because you got the car keys. He's probably like, Dad, swing me by. You know, this woman here, she's just been on the case. She's a reporter. She's been tennis shoes on the ground there. No, she's been really good. I have the same microphone as her, except for mine's like newer, I think, 'cause mine's smaller. Okay, so that was. I'm trying to get you guys some some good articles, some good couple videos to watch, and then what's this one? Okay, this one is older. I don't know what this one was. This one was the next one that they were going to play.
Well, capital murder trial of Christopher Preciado is getting underway this week. Now
that's old. Okay, so this is her. And this is the last video that I know that she's done. This lady here that we were just talking about.
Both sides have rested in the capital murder trial of Christopher Preciado, but not before some tough testimony from the medical examiner was heard. Preciado is accused in December 2023 murders of Matthew Guerra, Savannah Soto, and their unborn son. Before the state rested on Wednesday, the medical examiner spoke about the autopsy and what the report concluded.
They each had a gunshot wound, and they were both homicides.
Chief Medical Examiner Dr. Kimberly Molina says Soto was shot in the head, but doesn't know if she was shot at close range. Guerra, who was also shot in the head, was shot at close range.
The firearm was actually in contact with the skin when it was discharged.
Dr. Molina's rulings directly contradicting the defense's claims. Dr. Molina's testimony wrapped up the state's case. In all, they put on 36 witnesses during 7 days of testimony. As for the defense, they called no witnesses. On Thursday morning, closing arguments will be heard. Each side will get about 45 minutes to present their final case to the jury, and then that jury will begin deliberations. If they come back with a guilty verdict on that capital murder charge, Christopher Preciado would automatically be sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. So stay with KSAT 12 and KSAT.com for all the latest updates.
Okay, we will. Don't worry. We would never leave you now. I feel like we know each other. So basically, that's a pretty short little trial. I mean, if I went on trial for murder, I'm just gonna say it. Like, I would never do it. But let's say I did. I would feel some sort of way if my trial only lasted 7 days. Like, I wasn't even that good to get away with it. to where they could convict me in 7 days worth of, testimony. I mean, when you think about like other people that have killed it's like they're on trial for weeks and weeks on end, and this guy got a week. They're like, we're done, we're good. We believe you. We believe everything you're saying. Defense is saying, we don't really have a case to put on. Why not put his mom on there as a character witness or something? Oh, that's right. Can't do that because then her testimony, whatever she says, she could be cross-examined up there and she'd be like a sitting duck on the, on the, in the chair there. And then his dad can't probably testify for him neither because he's a co-conspirator. So he probably has no siblings, I'm assuming. And there's just him. So that sucks for him. Almost instantly, yeah. I just feel bad for I feel like maybe he used the gun to try to control or try to control Matthew by putting maybe the gun just like this, not up to her head, but like this to her, to Savannah. And then I could see him trying to control because he's going to want to try to get the money. I guess, I mean, he could take it afterwards out of his pockets, but wouldn't that be kind of hard to do? I would think that he would have tried to get the drugs and the money first. Maybe not. And maybe he took out Matthew first. I'm going to show you this video. I'm going to let my cat out while I show you guys this video. This will be the last one. Because it says video shows exchange of Matthew Guerra's rings at pawn shop. So. That's the same one we just watched. Never mind. I thought it was going to be something different. Dagnabbit. I thought we were going to see the rings at the pawn shop. Hold on one second. Let me just let my little kitty out here because he's done with us. He's done. Where's his file? Here you go. I've got a minute. In a second. Thanks for coming. My cat. That cat's the best. He's literally the best things in sliced bread. He the other day, this dog down here, this one, the brown one. You can see her tonight. This one, she just walked by the bed the other day and he just went like that and smacked her. And I was like, oh, wow. It's like he just showed you he was boss. Yeah, he's not. I don't think he would. I don't think he is the brightest. The criminals aren't very smart. Well, I mean, they're, most criminals aren't. Whoever took Savannah Guthrie's mom, though, I mean, either the dumbest criminal out there or the smartest mastermind I've ever seen. I don't know. I don't know yet. It's 54, 55 days, I think, since she went missing. There's going to be an interview. Speaking of that case, there's going to be an interview. Savannah's going to do an interview Thursday and Friday with the Today Show. They're milking that a little bit. I feel like the Today Show, which I mean, get her on there every day. But it's almost like we're going to give it 2-day segments. It's almost like, why can't you just do that all in one segment? Why trying to stretch that out over 2 days, So, I mean, I think they should put her on there every day, but they should have a little picture of her or something missing. America's grandmother or America's mother, however old you are. Right? Well, Lorna, the closest thing I've ever heard, hey, Ember, the closest thing I've ever heard was Alec Murdaugh case, and they let Buster in, and that was his son. And they weren't going to let him in because he was a witness or something like that. They were going to put him on the stand. So, yeah, I've never seen them allow a father in there. And especially him not wearing handcuffs. He must be out of jail on bond or something for him to not be I mean, they wouldn't have handcuffs on him, I guess, where people would see him because they wouldn't want them to think automatically guilty. But I would assume that they wouldn't let them just let someone walk up and hand them papers and serve them papers and then let him go grab the papers off the floor because he refused to be served. You can't refuse service. You can't. You can't refuse it. Day 54, Mr. David, man, I feel so bad for Savannah and her family. I mean, her whole family. Like, if that was my mama, I mean, I feel so bad for her. I can't even, I can't even like comprehend what that would be like. She's doing a lot better than I would. I would be cussing everybody, even if they were helping me. I would just be, I would be a wreck. I would just be like, go find my mom, like, go get her. Like, Savannah is able to control a little bit of that, which is good. That's actually good because, the FBI needs her to be able to control and talk and stuff. I would be a mess. I would be a mess. My brother would have to take the wheel on that one. What was released? It's so sick with them that he helped his kid. My dad would have physically taken me to the police station and turned me over. Yeah. Yeah. My dad would, I don't know. I don't know, actually. No, my dad would too. My dad would too. And my mom, especially. I remember one time I was in trouble for something. I forget what it was. It was something stupid in high school. I can't remember. And she made us all go down, like me and everybody. And we were all like, we had to like apologize and stuff. I was like, dang, mom. What, thanks for making us like good people, but why do I have to be? No, he was like, I think, are you talking about Christopher? He's like 18 or 19. Her brother was killed. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. Yeah, I believe that you're right. Yeah. It was actually, I think it was Matthews. I can tell you, I think it was in the beginning of the timeline. I just gotta find there it is. Yeah, it was. In 2022, the year before, he was shot and killed. And Savannah and her younger brother were the only children of their mother. Oh yeah, remember when there was a courtroom like brawl that erupted when Nathaniel Rivas, the man that was charged in Ethan's death, I saw that video somewhere. They they didn't do good in the courtroom. That's probably maybe why they can't come back in the courtroom this time. That's what. So I was thinking you were talking about Christopher. I was like, no, he's a little bit older than that. He was like their age, but got 40 years, so he could be out like 20, 25. Good behavior. That's sick. I mean, criminals need to stop criminaling. For real. Do I have anything up here on my thing I need to show you guys? Oh, this. Let me just see if I can fix this real quick, and then I can put this out for you guys because I was supposed to do it today, and I couldn't get it to download, and it finally downloaded. I think it's called. Okay, it is. I just don't want to put it too much. Oh, it has to be 3. Okay. I'm just going to see. Okay. Certain early access to all videos will get this too. I'm trying to put that cyber sleuths up for you guys. The Idaho 4. I know it's older, but I told you I would put it up. And now I can't find the thumbnail that I made for it. There it is. Oh, I should have put like part 1 on the thumbnail. I mean, it'll be the only one there, so I'll just put it. I don't know why it's making me put like a total in the title. Oh, there it is. Okay, okay, that way if you guys haven't seen it. I just published it. I didn't even really look to see if, okay. Okay, it's working. Just making sure it's working. So, okay, over on Patreon, I did get the Cyber Sleuths Part 1 uploaded for you. I'll listen to, watch Part 2 tomorrow and get that uploaded for you. And then there was something else. I thought, maybe not. There was something else, though, I thought we were watching. If there is, I'll go back and look. And oh, I wonder, speaking of cases, I'm wondering if that Idaho 4 movie came out on that Lifetime yet. Did anyone see it? Ugh, that's scary. But I will keep my eye on this tomorrow and see if they're having court live or if they are doing like, just after court, or if, because I think the jury's getting the instructions tomorrow. So look at that. Just put it up there. Look, Idaho documentaries will be available over there. But I am going to be putting up some new stuff too. Some new, I can't think straight right now. Some new videos. I really want to post that Brian Schaefer one, but I think I'm going to redo it. I think I'm just going to redo it even when Vincent's in here. Like, see, he usually sits there. I think I'm just going to sit back there and do it. Even though I might be nervous. Even though we've been together 10 years, I shouldn't be nervous to talk around him, but I do still get nervous sometimes. I get stage fright around people. Like, if I'm in front of somebody in person, I'm a lot quieter. If you can believe me, I'm a lot quieter. I'm like usually pretty quiet for the first couple minutes. Wow, he was 17. They were kids. Yeah, the video of her fighting in court. Yeah. Yeah, I'd be fighting too. And thanks for hitting the likes. Thanks for being here tonight. Thanks for doing all the things. I appreciate it. Thanks for sitting here and listening to me talk about, case again tonight. I appreciate that. If you guys don't mind and you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, hit the like button. We do cover all kinds of cases on this channel. Trending cases, some that aren't trending so much. We just really cover anything really that we want to. So it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice like that. I kind of want to go over this Kimberly Sullivan case too. She's the 56-year-old that is charged with multiple offenses for like keeping her child in a house for 22 years against his will. And the house is like, you ain't seen filth until you've seen this house. Yeah. And he deliberately set a fire in their home to attract people to rescue him. It's bad when you're going to light fire to your own place. You might get taken out. You don't care. It's better than living the hell you're living in, and then, well, that's so sad. That's really sad. So I thought that'd be a good case to kind of cover. Also, we've got court hearings coming up March 30th. We got Caleb Flynn. Michael McKee's April 16th. I keep thinking he should be first because we haven't really talked about the Tepe case in a while because nothing's really been out. We're waiting on court hearing to happen. So I will keep trying with Caleb Flynn. I think I can get all the documents now on the court website, and anything else, I think I can go through their municipal court now and not the one I was going through. Oh, wait, I think that instead of the clerk over there with the municipal court, I think he's in like the criminal court section now. Like, remember I told you she's pointed over and was like, he'll be over there soon enough. I think that's where he's at. So I'll go over there if I need to, and I'll talk to them. And I'm sure they'll probably be a lot nicer about it. That FOIA, man, I have FOIA'd so much in my life and I've never had a problem FOIAing. But that one, they got me. They're trying to get me. But like I said, we do cover a lot of cases on this channel. So if you have any cases that you want me to go over or I haven't covered a case that you're interested in a while, just put it in the comments below. Let me know if you've watched on a replay. I need my comment section to, more comments. So comment away, please. Please do. And I'll be sure to stick and get in there in the comment section and talk to you guys and reply to your comments. If it's an Idaho 4, just a disclaimer, if it's an Idaho 4 video and you don't see me in the comments, it's because I'm hiding. Sometimes when it comes to Idaho 4, y'all can be wild. So I hide sometimes from you guys. But no, I'm just kidding. But I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening. Have a wonderful day tomorrow. What is tomorrow? Thursday? It's going to be rainy here. Hopefully it's not rainy where you are. I'll see you guys all then. Bye.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless. A sea of the aimless. I don't want to be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it. And I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be